Hi folks, and welcome back. Today we're going to set up the Kobra 3 combo we unboxed previously. We're in the Fab Lab, which has not a lot of room in the room itself to set up and film. It's great for working with the 3D printers, but we're a little cramped with the cameras to try to show you what's going on. So bear with me as I put this thing together. Okay, so as with the previous one, this is unscripted. I do have an instruction manual, which I may actually glance at from time to time. These things happen. But for now, I am going to attempt to put this thing together. So let's take a look. First off, this is a third-party print. I will put the link down below. This is a poop chute. See, the interesting thing is as this thing runs, and when it switches filament, it shoots poop. Little pieces of filament out the side, just indiscriminately shoots it out the side, as if you wanted little pieces of filament scattered all over your workroom. So the community got together, and a couple people tried to build little poop chutes, and this one looks like the best one. So I'm going to install it because I really don't want scraps of plastic shot all over the room. It's bad enough when I accidentally leave them there, but I certainly don't want them shot all over. All right, so we are going to start with the head assembly. So I'll move this over here. It looks like you can see me pretty well on both cameras. So I'm going to turn this around. I was originally going to pull the table out so that you could see it, but there's no room for me to stand if I pull the table out and have the tripod. So we're doing it this way. Okay. So you can see that there's a bunch of holes there. So this is the extruder unit, and it mounts through a set of holes that you can kind of see in here, which are a little tight to get to, but I think we can pull it off. All right, so we have a couple of packs. These things are relatively well labeled. So this is print head cable. This is for print head, and there's 4 screws. Okay, so we have 4 screws for the print head. And this is going to be my first dexterity challenge. They also gave us a bunch of tools, including a bunch of Allen wrenches. Gotcha with the Allen wrenches is they were filled with some kind of cruft. I had to take each one of them out and clean them because they had some kind of vich on them. But that's okay. What I'm going to do, because I don't know if you can see it, there's a little slot here. I think I can start the 2 top screws. They should seat there. Yep. Alright, so they are seated there, so I can then go in with the other 2 and try to thread the needle to get these guys in. Come on, there we go. It's on here pretty well. Okay, so let's tighten it all up. I'm just going to go from screw to screw to screw. Frankly, this was the part I was most worried about because I have big fingers and these are little tiny spaces. And I was worried about whether I could get into this spot that I'm screwing in right now. But it appears to be working. Hopefully that will be good enough. Alright. Alright. So what's next? Next, there's a bunch of wires. Move you down here, like so. See those? I'm not sure the camera stand will hold it if I don't move it. All right. So I've got a bunch of these wires. And one of them goes in up on top. Yeah, goes right in there. It's a USB-C thing. So we should have some kind of doodad that says we're ready for these. Okay, this is for print head cable. Print head cable? Oh, looks like the print head cable. Okay. Oh, it actually is going in. Good. All right, now this thing, I'm actually going to look at the instructions because this is, oops. This is, well, it doesn't go very far, so I don't have to. It's going to go up here. Like so. All right. Next up, I think, is going to be attaching the pad, the control pad. There's the pad. Presumably there's a couple screws. For touchpad. Right? What do you think? You got it? There you go. Okay, so what we have to do, this is going here. If you look very carefully, I don't think you can see it, but on the bottom piece of this, you can possibly see the contacts. And there's a whole set of contacts, which are very hard to put on. Well, I hope I have succeeded. All right, and then once those are on, then we have to get it into the holes, which are now tightly hidden behind the ribbon cable, because why make it easy? I'm going to actually push this whole unit back because I have this feeling the thing is going to fall to the ground and I have a hard floor. So let's just try to get that through there. Come on, get in there. There we go. And you probably can't see that the other hole is down here. That the other hole is down here, but it's blocked by the ribbon, which makes it a bit of a challenge. Yeah, there we go. I think I got it started. All right. So if you recall, I said this was unscripted. It is also unrehearsed. Twist. All right, the panel is in. So the next thing is a poop guider of some, or a filament guider of some kind, which appears to slide in kind of like that. But I want to confirm that that's where it goes. Let me find the manual. I'm actually looking at the manual. See? What? Manual? Rumors to the contrary. I am actually looking at the manual. Alright, so I did install the printhead, that is good. I installed the screen, that is good. I'm in the right order. Okay, this thing's called the cable holder, and it just slides in and you put the filament in it. Alright, so that's fairly easy. Oh, okay. You'd put the filament in if you're using this as a single filament feeder. So, take a look at that. See how there's sort of 4 slots here and 1 here? If you're using this as a single filament feeder, you would put the PTFE tubing in and route it. But since we're using the multi-filament feeder, we're going to use these and not put in this piece. So all we need to do is just slide that down. All right. We're good. Now we need to install the Purge wiper, which also is the poop assembly that I printed. So that's next, and we need 3 M3x10 screws. Oh yeah, okay. We need 3 of these. We got 2 of them because one of them's actually on the wiper itself. So this is the wiper, and basically something moves. This moves, see? This moves. Where are you there? This thing moves out, and that shoots the filament. And this mounts to it like so, and prevents the filament from shooting and goes down onto this thing through a scoopy thing, through the scoop here. So when this comes out, it shoots into here and then into a bucket. And while the instructions say that there's 3 screws, there are in fact only 2 screws. There's a joy to watching something unscripted, including hoping you can see actually what the guy's doing when he's putting things together. Okay, so that tiny screw goes there. This tiny little screw goes back in here, which secures the plastic holder to the poop maker. I could give the designer some credit. I mean, it fits really well. All right, so now we have established that this kind of snaps in here. It's holding that fairly well. And then the joy is going to be coming up from the bottom and getting the bottom one up. Hang on one moment, please. It's time for a fancy new tool. Yeah, you're following me, aren't you? Good boy. All right. This is the fancy new tool. I keep it here just in case I got to get down under something and see it. Oh, like this. And I got to get me under it at the same time. And I got to try to see it, which is its own interesting challenge. All right, well, there's the screw. Yeah, it's actually in there. All right. All right, so you can see it fairly clearly here. And this is supposed to slide onto it. Oh, it slides onto it this way. Okay. So this comes in here and slides on. And so poop comes down here, shoots in there, goes into there. Poop chute. It empties, you toss it, you're done. I love the 3D printing community. Some people are just really brilliant. Okay. I believe that is the printer. Now it's time to install the Ace Pro. Let's just grab a spare container. Got an empty container here because I'm going to be pulling up those things, which are inconvenient at best. 1. 2. 3. And 4. These are these little blue plastic clips. Okay. Filament tubes are matched in no order. Okay, so let's start with our first filament tube then. I'm just gonna shove it in. And then take my pliers and whoops. Okay, I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to use my pliers to pull the piece out. I'm going to try using tweezers. I have spare little blue thingies that I bought just because of this kind of eventuality. So I am going to try to use tweezers to hold these, and the pliers to pull the doodad out. Let's see what we get. Nope. We just shot one onto the floor. Alright, that's not a win. It was like a 3-person job, folks. Not enough room for 3 people, but it is a 3-person job. Yeah, I got the first one in. Well, that was not fun. Alright, let's do the next one. Oh, of course that one just went in beautifully because I didn't put the tubing in. Now I have to get back out. That was smart. And by smart, I mean that wasn't smart. Alright, let's try that again, this time with the 3rd piece of tubing. Now I understand why PTFE tubing has to go in like with this mechanism, but I have to tell you it is not fun at all. Whoa! Alright, well that one's gone. We are... that one will never be found again. Alright. I have spares. I do have spares. Bought a whole package of spares. Alright. Would have been nice, given how tough these things are to put together, if any cubic included some spares. But, hey. My job isn't to complain. Although technically my job is to complain. That's what I do for a living, is I review things. Partially. Alright, we're going to push it down again. Alright. Okay. So, I want to put the power supply in and turn the multi-filament feeder around, because I pretty much had it with that for now. We got to do one more thing. Got to put another cable in. I've got one more cable to go. There you go. You can kind of see it. So let's drop that in. That cable comes around the back, and oddly enough, goes in here to the front underneath this mechanism. You'd think it would plug in the back because it comes from the back of that, but it doesn't. It goes in the front. I'll cable manage that some other time. Alright. Then these 4 pieces come out of the back of that. Let's bring you back up. Back up. And they go through this thing. Well, for assembly order, I'm going to strongly recommend you do not attach this thing until after you do all the PTFE tubes, because this process is a bit more of a pain in the ass than you would think. There we go. Alright. We have all 4 pieces of PTFE tube. And now I'm going to reinstall this here. Like so. Because that is a lot easier. Alright, now this does not have, these things up here do not have the little cookie doos that the other one did. It looks like you just shove them in. There aren't any more little blue horseshoes of hell. Nice little cable management ties. Little stars. And I guess what I'll do is I'll put the first one up here. Alright, well, that was a bitch and a half. It is put together. I did not expect it to be this much of a pain in the neck. I blame the little blue horseshoes as the biggest problem. The little up screw to attach the poop shooter was another little bit of problem. Otherwise, it was pretty straightforward. Directions weren't entirely accurate, but you know, what can you expect? Overall, though, it looks like it's constructed pretty well. I'm pretty happy to have it done, and I will be back again with my impressions once I actually plug it in and see if it does anything. So there you go. For Advanced Geekery, my name is David Gewertz. Go out there and, I don't know, stick some tubes somewhere or something. That didn't sound right. Let me do a retake on that. For Advanced Geekery, my name is David Gewertz. Go out there and make something awesome.